So Sego, you are joining us and we are interviewing Ahtkwiroton Skidders today. He is the agricultural labor supervisor for the program over there with the St. Regis Mohawk tribe. And today we're going to be talking to him about the corn harvest this year and all the steps to get it from when the time they planted to now that they're getting, they're husking already. So how are you today?
Sego, I'm doing good. A little bit cold, sitting in my tractor.
All right, so we're gonna hop right into it. I just wanted to know a little bit about, this year's harvest and how things went, and if you could just go over some of the process of what it's, what it takes to get it planted, and looking at, delivering that product, the final product to the community.
Just wait till the corn starts to dry out in the field and go out there, check, see how much moisture we can still feel in the corn, and see how much the birds are getting at it too, and just kind of pick a time, and when the day's right, we just go out there and pull everything off the stalks. Pretty much it.
So do you guys do everything by hand, or is it like, do you have a machine that you work with?
It was all by hand the last 3 years. We were able to use the truck and pull the trailer around in the truck, and this year we did the same thing. One person driving the machine with the trailer on it, and there's about 4 or 5 of us just picking corn and throwing it in the wagon.
How long does it take normally? Like a couple of days? Does it take you the whole week?
We try and plan it with the weather, and we try and plan it with help, and in between all our other chores we got going on the farm, we try and get everything squared away for a certain day. Like say we do it on a Wednesday, we make sure everything's buttoned up and taken care of, so we can just all focus on going out on one day and picking all day.
Yeah.
The other part is we can fill up our wagon in about half a day, and then we gotta bring it inside that same day and spread it out so it can dry a little bit before we get a chance to husk it. I think we picked a couple of weeks ago, and we're just starting now to husk everything. So
yeah, that was one of my questions. I was looking at like once the corn is harvested, or once it's picked, like what do you do with it? Like what does that process look like? So you bring it inside, you have to dry it, and you have to dry it before you husk it. Like that's an important step, I'm assuming. Like I have no idea, so.
Ideally, we would pick it and husk it as soon as we could, but because we're so thin that workers or help, we kind of get it out of the field, get it inside where it's going to be dry. We laid it out on the floor in IGA this year, so took up about 3/4 of the floor of IGA and just put fans on it to help dry it out until we got a chance to start husking it, which was really just this week we started husking.
What does that time frame look like? Like, so when from, like when you plant to when you're harvesting, like what is that time frame like?
With the white corn, it's roughly like 120 days or something like that. It's a while, so it's from like May to October.
Okay.
We had a nice dry spring, and I think we got our corn in pretty early, so we had a good year this year. Oh, plus we had, I think we doubled the amount of corn we planted this year, so we did pretty good.
And like, so once you guys harvest, what do you do with it afterwards?
Take all the husks off, and we throw them in a corn crib that we made, and it just sits there till we get it all done and it's dried out enough, and we start to shell it, package it up.
How many people do you have working right now to get this whole process done?
5 or 6, I believe. And we have like a bunch of pigs that we've got to take care of at the same time. So the last 2 days I was the only one husking corn, and now we got some freed up hands today. So I think there's I think 4 of them, and Wally's cousins, the Amish, they came over to help us too.
So what do you guys do with all the leftover husks? Like, is there a process for that too, or you just toss it?
Put it through the shredder and turn it into mulch so that it breaks down faster for our compost.
And do you guys barter? Like, would you be willing to barter your product?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff we do is on the barter trade system, so I don't see why we wouldn't.
And if community members wanted to buy the corn, or even they would just go to the IGA?
They probably could, or you could call the office and work out arrangements with Wally or Uga.
All right, well, thank you so much for giving us time today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Enjoy the rest of your husking. Bye.
Bye. Hold on.
Yo hane, ka yo ani yo hane, yo hane.